Good morning, Megan. How are
How
you?
I'm hanging in. I probably sound awful on this microphone, but I'm doing the best I can. I am
You
here.
you sound so much better than you've had sounded to my ears in the last 2 weeks. So,
Just try not
starting
to make me
there,
laugh too much. How about?
I know, no laughing today. This is a very serious episode.
Exactly.
Uh, for those of you who have not joined us, we are so glad you have found us. We are partners in crime in this Pointing It Out podcast. It used to be a video podcast. Now we're an audio and a video podcast, and I'm feeling kind of fancy about that. So,
Same.
yeah, yeah. So, if you have not joined us before, I am Melissa MacLeod. I normally would say here at the Wool and the Floss in Grosse Pointe, Michigan. I happen to be recording this remotely today. If you're listening to us audio wise, it doesn't really matter. If you're video, yes, you will see the background of my lake house. And
Yay.
here with Megan Holmes.
I am here actually at my shop, the Needlepoint Clubhouse. And if you are listening to us on audio, I don't usually sound like this, but I have been battling this crazy cold for a couple weeks now. So here in St. Louis and excited to talk about gifting today.
Yes. And we realize we are a little bit late to be talking about holiday gifts because we are going to drop this episode, I think tonight on the 8th, but maybe tomorrow on the 9th. We haven't really talked about that. We might drop it early but late because normally we drop our episodes at 9 p.m. Eastern on Saturday nights.
That's right.
But we are about 2 weeks late because, as you can tell from poor Megan's voice, she's been struggling with being able to talk without coughing for about 2 weeks now. So I'm so glad you're feeling a little bit better and moving in the right direction. So
I'm on the mend. I
yeah,
hope.
so we missed an episode. We apologize for that, but real life happens to us as well as everybody else. And in the scheme of real life catastrophes, not being able to publish a podcast is pretty low on the list. So
It's true. And you were saying late, shopping. It is only the 8th. My kids have this countdown to Christmas, and I think is it 16 or 17 days? Am I doing the math right? 17 days, I guess. There's plenty of time to still add some more gifts to the
for sure.
Christmas tree or the Hanukkah. Isn't today? I think today is actually the
No,
first
today's
day
the
of
first day of
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah. So we kind of missed that window. So
Well,
apologize to that group of people. Um, the Christmas people too, just keep in mind if you are remote shopping, there is, shipping issues. So I keep meaning to look at this and let me look really fast. Christmas is on the 25th, of course,
which is a
which is
Monday, I
a
think.
Monday. So I have been trying to tell people we're really going to scramble and try to get absolutely everything shipped out by the 15th. You still might get some things that we ship after the 15th, but I think the 15th is pretty safe to get for Christmas if you're in the 48 contiguous United States. But after the 15th, like we'll do our best, but I can't be in charge of UPS and USPS and all
And you
that.
know what? We are not an Amazon fulfillment site here. We are
No.
a few a few people trying to get a whole bunch of packages out. But that does
Yeah.
still give everybody a week. And so
Yeah.
I it was kind of I guess fortuitous, I'm not sure, or serendipitous that we both kind of decided to do a gift guide this year. Or maybe we talked about it. I can't even remember. But
Yeah.
so it was a fun sort of task to come up with ideas for stitchers, I guess, or opportunities for people to gift the stitcher in their life. And so it's fun creating that because it's like, oh, what would I like? What do I
Yes.
have or what do I want to share? And so I'm going to do my best here to share my screen.
I'm going to throw in one other thing too, because
Please.
this podcast will live out for a little while.
Yes.
I am fully in favor of being good to yourself.
Oh, yes,
So
absolutely.
gift away to yourself, because sometimes we're the only ones that know what we really, really want. So a lot of you might receive some holiday gifts or a holiday bonus from work or something like that. So treat yourself if we're too late for somebody else to treat you, or if you think the people who are going to be treating you might buy you something like, new pots and pans or a hot water heater. I've heard it all this week. So Yeah, save a little Christmas
Right.
funds to treat yourself, or Hanukkah funds to treat yourself. So there you go.
Indeed, indeed. So, so for those who are actually watching, you're going to get the opportunity to see our screen shared here, where I've got our websites, hopefully about to be pulled up to show you. Here we go.
There you go.
And for those people who are listening, we're going to do our best to kind of describe sort of how to get to our websites. In fact, what you could do is even open up your phone and take a look at the websites on your phone while you're listening. So, I'm going to toggle back and forth here between the Needlepoint Clubhouse. We are needlepointclubhouse.com and woolfloss.com.
And
So,
I'll give everyone a little secret, which I know, but it is whenever I go to your website, because I go to your website quite often, because Megan and I, um, as people know, are needlepoint besties, and we also help each other out. So sometimes I'll be like, oh no, I really need something ASAP. And so I'll look on her website. So I get to her website by going STL Needlepoint, which is a little easier to type. So that
that's a
works
great
too.
tip. Thank you. Yes. And so, those Google geniuses, they have ways of making magic happen when you type something in and then it comes up as something else. So, yes, you're right. So, STL Needlepoint will get you to where you want to go too. So,
And
Needlepoint
I'm
Clubhouse, pardon me, go ahead.
sorry, and mine's wool floss, WOOLFLOSS.com,
Thank you.
because that's a little shorter to type than the wool and the floss.com, but that will also get you there. So we both have shorthand and longhand for our websites.
I love it. It works out great. So, if you're watching us, you can see that both Melissa and I have sort of splash pages on the fronts of our sites, and they go right to our gift guide. So, I don't know, Melissa, what do you want to do? You want to start with mine first, or do you want to look at yours? I
Sure.
guess it
Why
doesn't
not?
really make any difference. It's kind of fun because it's like I looked at yours right before we got on here, and it's kind of like I'm shopping for myself on your website. It's sort of fun.
We can each pick out a favorite from each other's store and have each other send it to us.
True story. So, okay, so
Let's
on
do
my
it.
site, we have a carousel that kind of pops through, and right now you'll see that says shop gift guide. But in another, if you're on your phone and if you need to find it, it's on the drop down under new arrivals. We just hit gift guide here. And again, I've just kind of put together a bunch of things that either I have that I love or I wish someone would buy for me. Hint, hint.
There you go.
um, so the first thing you'll see kind of over and over again in both my collection and in Melissa's, I think, are these Bovaire needle minders. The way we've put them on our site is we've kind of collected them in different collections because there's gotten to be so many variations now that it's a little hard to have on the site. So we have what we call fun collection, which is kind of the general, all the different ones. Oh, but look at it also pops up here to show you all the other collections too. So Bovaire needle minders, look at that. I'm learning new things. So I've got that collection. We've got the ginger jar collection. We've got, let's think down here, I've got the Christmas collection. But talk about these needle minders, Melissa. Aren't they one of your favorites too?
They are. Kelly Bovaire is the artist behind Bovaire needle minders, so it's kind of little, very much pun intended. And they're fused glass, and Megan did a podcast with them that I think you can only find on YouTube. You cannot find it on the audio podcasts because I don't think that's one we carried over, because part of it's what do I want to say, tour of her art
Yes, her
space.
studio. Mm-hmm.
But most importantly, her tagline is a little piece of art for your art, which I adore. So
I think it's awesome too. And they're really good needle minders. They're
oh yeah,
really
there's
strong.
our
They're my
Michigan one.
uh-huh. I have Missouri. I haven't put it on my gift guide yet. I need to add that.
Yeah, so I think I know the Michigan one's exclusive to us. Is your Missouri one exclusive to you?
You know what? I'm not even sure, to be honest. Maybe. You can get them from me, so I don't know if
There
you
you
can get them from
go.
any of the other Missouri shops,
This is my
yeah.
new term. It's semi-exclusive because I'm sure no other shop, unless they're in Missouri, would carry them anyway. So there we go.
That's exactly right. So you'll see those on both of our gift guides. And I don't know if you saw me just a second ago while Melissa was talking, but I navigated to her site. And on her site, she's got Shop the Gift Guide right here on her page, and it takes you right to it. So so we're going to kind of bounce around a little bit just because we're just doing this. We're just shopping, right?
Yes.
So Bovaire shows up, needle minders show up on both of our our gift guides, of course. But the other thing you'll see a little bit of both are another handcraft. Melissa and I have the fortunate opportunity to use a wood worker who has designed different types of things for needle point. I guess maybe just stitchers in general. So these wood fobs, excuse me, handcrafted needle case fob. Melissa, you were instrumental in helping that design come
Well, and I'll
to be,
back up a
right?
little bit. He is actually our friend Deb at the Stitcher's Garden discovered
Yes.
him,
Uh-huh.
and he is a fabulous, fabulous woodworker and a fabulous businessman. He's a banker by day and a woodworker as his quote unquote side hustle.
I didn't know
Um,
that.
yes, and he started out. Deb found him because he was making magic wands for kids'
Oh.
birthday parties, and she found him on Facebook. And she's like, if he can make a magic wand, he can make a laying tool. So there are a few items that he does that are absolutely fabulous. So the one was that first item up top that we started
Mhm.
to talk about, which is the handcrafted wood case needle fob. So if you are listening to this, it is a wood fob. They are designed in a multitude of colors. Everything, we have a lot of lily inspired ones. I have an exclusive wool in the floss color. There's some basic like blue and white. He currently is doing a lot of University of Michigan things that I am peddling because, of course, they've just won the Big Ten championship. So all of the people from that are U of M fans are very excited. But so it's a multitude of colors, but the needle fob itself is designed to hold needles, and it has a lobster clasp, and it clips onto your project bag, your purse, whatever you want it to clip onto. But most importantly, not only does it hold needles, it holds a snag nabbit. And
Yes, I was hoping
Megan,
you were gonna get to that.
so when I asked him if he could design this and make sure that it was extra long. So because the snag nabbits, I don't have them in front of me, maybe about a quarter of an inch to a half inch longer than a needle. And if you're not familiar with a snag nabbit, it's a needle on one end and it's bumpy on the other. And I know it's down in the bottom of if you keep going, Megan, down to the bottom of this page,
I'm
it's
just
on
gonna
the
go right to the
stockings.
item.
Okay, well, it's also on the stocking stuffer page. And Megan and I both sell gobs of these. And one of the reasons there's two reasons we sell gobs of them. One is because it is the most worthwhile $3.50 tool you will ever own. As she's showing us, if you are able to watch, it's a needle pointed on one end and kind of a bristly steel piece on the other. And it enables you to pull through little tiny pieces of thread that maybe have popped to the top, and enables you to correct some tension issues if you have a loose stitch. But it is a little bit longer, so the snag nabbit enables you to hold on to it. So we sell a ton of them. Number one, I think Diane at the Clubhouse started it. You need to have one in every bag because it's so useful. But the problem is if you have them in every bag, you can never find them when you want them.
Right, right.
And they don't magnetize to any of the fabulous needle minders that we've talked about. So the snag nabbit is built to be long enough. Excuse me, the needle fob is built to be long enough to hold your snag nabbit. So you won't have to buy a bazillion of them from us, but we both have them. So if you want to continue to buy a bazillion of them from us, you know where to find them.
So our friend the wood artisan, so first of all, I wanted to just say something. I do think it's fun that in our gift guides, we're doing a handcraft and we have people who have done their own handcraft that we
I
are
love
able
it.
to also, sell as part of the gift guides. So in other words, the Beauvaires are all done by hand and as well as all these laying tools and woodwork pieces. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of point that out. I think that's kind of cool.
Yes,
Uh,
and the wood laying tools are fabulous in your hand. Of course, they don't magnetize to your needle minder, but they're absolutely beautiful to look at. And they're really well weighted in your hand. They're just pointy enough to help you make sure your stitches lay nice and flat and even, but not so pointy that you're going to pierce your ribbon. So I just find them absolutely fabulous.
I agree. Do you sell these little guys too, Melissa? I love these little ones.
We don't have those in stock currently. I have had them before, and it's just one of those things that I think I've forgotten to reorder. So
I understand that. I do that same thing. The other thing I don't think I have, and sorry, I'm kind of going off the rails here, but why not? Do you have any of the stitch rips? Was that on your
We have a ton of those in stock right
I
now, and
love these things.
I think it maybe I put them in the stocking stuffer section. I
I
can't
know.
remember. Maybe,
So,
but
I learned about this tool. So this was around for quite a while. Did you know this story on this one from Sandy, the woodworker?
I know a story about them, but you tell me yours.
Well, I think what he told me is that these were in existence. A man was making these, and then people were looking for them and couldn't find them. And he somehow connected with the man who originally made these, and they kind of like passed off. He said, I'm not going to do this anymore. You do it. So now
There we
we are able
go.
to get these again. And I
And
think that's pretty
I
cool.
think that was our friend Emily from Emily's Stitchery that really wanted them to be sourced.
Got you.
Um, so I mean, that's one of the things that we all love about this industry is it's much more of a collaborative industry than a competitive industry. And so we all kind of work together and help with different things that are needed when we can't find them. So yes.
100% for sure. So let's go back to your gift guide. Let me see if I can get myself
Yeah, the
back over
other
there.
thing that I hope I have in my gift guide, but maybe I don't because I think they're sold out right now, but I'm expecting more is we also have speaking of items that used to be in existence that no longer are. I don't think it's in here. Will you search for me handcrafted just in the in the
Uh-huh.
search bar?
Yep.
Because what I'd love to show off are what I brought to our retreat in St. Louis is the piece that's
Oh,
the Ort bowl. I think you need no space in handcrafted. Sorry. I hate
that's all
computers
right.
because they're so particular.
No, you're right.
Um,
Here you go. This is what you're
there,
talking
guy,
about.
yes. And I have
Yeah.
more on the way. But I love this piece because it holds needles, laying tools, scissors, and then that large, like concave area in the middle is designed to have hold all your orts so you don't have little things spread all over the house. So I have more of those
Yes.
on order. So I think that they're not in the but I was able to say to Sandy, this is my vision. You figure it out. And he did.
It's
So yeah.
awesome. I'm going to take you back because that takes me to another item on my list. I hope it's on here. Right here. So I love these, and I don't know if you sell these too, but I love these snap trays. So to your point, yes, I love that what you just created, that what we just showed off, which is the tool holder. It's a wooden tool
Oh,
holder, and like Melissa
yes.
said,
Thank you.
and it has sort of riveted holes in the top so it can hold a pair of scissors, a laying tool, and then a larger area for the orts, all the little, as you just said, pieces and bits that get all over your house. So we love these we call it the NPC snap tray because it's a branded snap tray. But if you're not familiar with a snap tray, it's literally just sort of a square piece of, I don't know, pleather probably.
Pleather with some sort of firm foam core, not foam core, probably mat board on the inside.
So what I love about it is if you're traveling to do your stitching.
Yes.
So it lays flat, it slides right in behind in your project bag behind your
Canvas.
framed canvas. And then when you get to wherever you're going, you pop it open, you snap each of the corners together, and it pops up into a little snap tray that you can hold all of your either your scissors or your orts or whatever it is. So it's kind of nice
And
just to
I
kind of
love
set up
to,
your little spot.
yeah, I love to throw my scissors and my the thread skeins that I'm actively stitching on at that
Ah,
moment in that. And I think ours is on there somewhere because ours is like
there it
there
is.
we go. It's like a tealy blue. So yeah.
So the way
And
your gift guide is set up a little bit differently, I'm just um playing with the functionality of our websites. It's kind of funny. So Melissa and I are both on the same platform, but you can definitely set your things up differently. So Melissa's items are not letting me click in to actually look at them. It just says add to
really,
cart. Yeah, and I'm not sure why. But
I'm
it
not sure
works.
why either.
Yeah, but so I can add it to the site, but so I haven't been able to click in, but you can see here, actually, you're smarter than me because they just have to go ahead and add to cart. They can't go look at it. They
I
just have
know,
to
but
add it right to the cart.
I'd rather look at because we've got nice descriptions of things. So
So, but you
you
can
could
if you search it,
yeah,
and we can just say snap tray
correct.
right here. But yeah, and then so the Ort containers are really useful tools and rather inexpensive um gift for the stitcher or yourself, of course.
Can I ask
Um,
you a quick question? Because I'm
yes,
wondering
ma'am.
now you have my brain working, sorry. Because you're just still on my front page where it says shop the guide, right? Or did
I
you click shop the
clicked
guide?
to the guide. And
Okay.
then I'm going right here. Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
So the
I'll
top thing that you've got up here that is a super, super useful tool, I'm going to segue from the Orc container being a useful tool to these templates. Talk to me about these templates. They're so good.
I love these templates. So this was kind of born out of the necessity what's that term? Motherhood is the necessity of invention. I'm saying that all wrong. What am I trying to say?
It's
Necessity is the mother of invention. There we go. I had it all backwards. So it really started last year when we had our first charts for charity, and we'll might as well throw that into the mix. Charts for charity, we do have a podcast all about charts for charity from a few years ago that, again, I believe is only on YouTube. But it was situation where a bunch of designers came together and created charts that you could, for a donation, get a free download of their chart. And so I know Megan is doing one this year. It is on her website. There is also one on our website, but they are counted items, and typically they have kind of a blank background that you could do whatever you want with them. So our chart for charity last year happened to, in my opinion, look better in an oval than a square. And some of the charts don't always have a background on them. Like the book one that Megan just showed, there's a book that is, it could be a shaped ornament, but you could make that into a square or into a circle. Well, sometimes it's really hard to kind of make those decisions, and then it's hard to get a nice smooth edge in the case of a circle or an oval. So I had a local craftsman, I guess he wouldn't be called a craftsman, a fabricator, create these circles and ovals, and then the squares and the rectangles. So they look like they are not see-through here. But guess what? I discovered about a month ago, after selling these for about 4 months, that there's masking on them. So
That's
you can
hilarious.
peel those off and they are indeed clear. So Megan's showing off some of our various charts for charity that we have going on. Most of the charts for charity throughout the industry will go on through December 31st. And after that, they many times will become part of the products that a designer or a shop will carry that is no longer for charity, just because it's hard to chase your tail on that sort of thing. But the champagne class that Megan's happening to show right now works really well in an oval. And so that's how our templates were born. So there are 8 ovals and circles that are sold together for just $38.50, which is a pretty darn good price. And they have center lines on them.
Hold on just a second, Melissa. I just want to back up 1 second here. So for those of you who are listening to us and not watching, what I did to get to the charts for charity on both of our websites is simply just search in the search bar charts for charity. Melissa's all pop up on a page, and then ours is just one item right now. And there's 3 different charts that are available. And on both of our websites, you are able to add to cart, purchase, and you receive an email with the PDF chart. I'm almost positive.
Yes.
So I'm going to now go back to the original.
Separately on both of our websites, you can also buy a 13 mesh square, I think. I'm guessing for you. We sell a 13 mesh square and an 18 mesh square 8x8 canvas that you can add to your cart as well. That
Do you
will
remember
physically
what
be mailed to you?
Do you know what we look for on your site to find that? Would that just be a
It's
square?
actually under the chart, like it's an option to add.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right. Well,
if
that's
you
great.
look for charts for charity. So in both cases, that can be added. And then you can also say yes to threads or no to threads. But I think part of the beauty of a chart for charity is being able to stash dive and pull things out of your
Absolutely. So, but back to the original point, these templates are awesome. And to your point, they were born out of the need to create a borderline around these charts.
Yes.
But in addition to that, how many thousands of designs from designers come sometimes with a really cool design in the middle, but I don't know whether it's intentional or not on the part of designers sometimes to not create a boundary, but I actually sometimes prefer when they don't, because you just don't know what you might be using. So for example, like Kate Woodward's ginger jar, somebody came in yesterday and said, "Hey, I've got a I can't think of the word, a tray, that I want to make this a 5x5." And so we were able to, do a square around it, but it would also work in an oval. It would work in a circle. And so it would be nice to have these as part of your arsenal to be able to have something and not, maybe you don't know your intended use for it or finish for it when you purchase the canvas, but then in creating the canvas and stitching it, you think, oh, I would like to do X with it. And so these are really, really good thing to have in your arsenal of tools.
And if you'll bear with me, the squares and the rectangles were by customer request. I'll be blatantly honest, like I thought it was kind of dumb at first because I'm like, come on, people, we can draw a square. But I kind of took the initial idea and springboarded it. So the squares, there's 4 squares, I think a 3, a 4, a 5, and a 6-inch square, but they also have score marks, not only for the middle, but also a 1/2 inch inside. So 4-inch square also has lines for a 3.5 inch square. And more importantly, the rectangles allow you to have a template for many of the self-finishing items that are out there.
Got it.
So there is a 3x6 template in there, which will segue us perfectly into one of Megan's items, which I also carry, but it's not on my gift guide, but it is on hers. So if you are going to stitch one of the Rachel Berry,
the everyday clutch,
which Megan has here. We both carry a multitude of colors. Megan separately also has an exclusive, but are your exclusives gone?
Oh no, so I'm a psycho and I like gold metal. I just like it. So I said, Rachel, I really want the navy bag to have gold. And she said, well, do you want to buy all of them and do it yourself? And I said, I have an exclusive at the store. And so, yes, we do still have these available. So navy is available in the world with the silver tone chain and enclosure and all hardware. Thank you. So my brain is not working on full capacity either. I'm still a little foggy. So I appreciate you bailing me out here, my terminology. But anyway, so yes, we do have the navy, but we've also got, I am loving the red this holiday season. I'm just loving it.
It's really good. Really good. And I happen to love the suede one, which may be, beyond this season, but the suede is really fantastic. They're all fantastic. Let's be honest. So to give a little background on these, for those of you that aren't able to look at this right now, Rachel Berry has created a clutch that it has an opening in it for self-finishing. A window, rather, I should say, than an opening. And it happens to be 3x6. So that's what I was referring to with my template. So there's a 3x6 template in my square and rectangular templates. And there's templates for a lot of other self-finishing items. But one of them is this bag. And the bag has a flap that opens up and there's an interior section that is big enough to hold. Actually, one of my customers told me everything she had in it yesterday. She had a nail file, a key fob, a chapstick, a lipstick, her phone, and her house key. And then in addition to that, there is a zippered section that you would keep cash or other valuables. And then there's also a section that has 6 different slots to put your credit cards or your ID, etc. So yeah, ours are on here somewhere. And I think there's about 8 different colors. Megan's looking for them.
I'm sorry. I'm
going to start to list them and then we'll see what I missed.
There we go.
White,
I got it.
White, pink, blue, cognac, a suede cognac, newer are, there's the insides. Thank you, Megan.
That's I had a feeling you probably had a photo. I did not have a photo of the inside. So that's what I was frantically trying to find.
There's also a detachable chain. Sometimes they're silver, sometimes they're gold. If you want navy with gold, you can only get those through the Needlepoint Clubhouse. So I think we went through all chocolate brown, black patent leather, suede, ruby red, evergreen, blush pink, metallic taupe. That's one of my favorites.
They're all so pretty. I have 3 of them now. I love them. And we are out of this on our website, but you can get it. I've been telling people Amazon, Joann's, you can get it anywhere. This interfacing that I'm suggesting you use to iron onto the back of your finished piece and then just slide pieces in and out. So I'm
Instead of making them permanent. So you can swap it out by season.
Yeah. And so I have the red. I'm working on a Christmas insert, but I'm also then going to do a Valentine insert, which I'm really excited about. So I'm just going to slip them in and out. The bags are affordable, but it is a little bit of an investment. So it is nice to be able to interchange them. So,
Yeah, and there's no finishing cost. And I think I didn't even really realize, and I keep saying I need to post this video. When we were at market, I didn't necessarily think about the fact that they're interchangeable. And
right.
one of our industry buddies, Christine Kingston's like, oh yeah. And she must not have used the interfacing on hers because she literally grabbed her bag and she kind of scrunched up the canvas and it popped out and then she shoved it back in. So
Yeah.
uh, the interfacing is probably ideal because it'll keep your canvas, I think, more stiff and in better shape. But if you're trying
Well,
to scramble for something,
I
just do
also
it.
think that if you do some decorative stitches or if you've got a few tag along threads, kind of
Yes.
the interfacing will just protect that stitching. And I have to give a shout to needlepoint.com because they're the ones who I think the brilliance came from them of the interfacing. I mean, we all knew it, but they actually did a video, and I think it's on their YouTube channel, which shows
It
how
is.
to do it. So, they were the ones who gave me the inspiration for that. I'm going to segue here too. So, I'm Melissa, as I said, I'm on her website right now, showing the Everyday Clutch, and she astutely has a photograph of the inside of the Everyday Clutch, which you can see on her site. And we don't have a photo of it, but I'm zooming in on there's the little spot where the chain can come on and off. So some people carry these as little handbags and some people carry them with the chain. But I'm going to run over to my site because Rachel showed me. Hold on, let me see if I can get to it real quick. So we have, and I think it's on my gift guide, the Everyday wallet. And Rachel said to me, so what you can do is you can add the Everyday wallet to your Everyday Clutch.
Wow,
Isn't that
smart.
interesting? And it gives you just like an extra little detachable piece. So if for example, you're carrying your Everyday Clutch and you just need to run into Walgreens or something, you can unsnip your Everyday wallet that just might have your, you know, uh, some change in it or a card or maybe your punch cards or whatever it is that you carry in this little wallet. But these little wallets are super fun, even on their
Uh,
own.
but guess what? Don't
What's
don't
that?
you think don't you think the needlepoint purse is more valuable than anything in the wallet? Just saying. Take it all with you, but I understand. You might want to take that off if you're walking up to the store from your
Yeah,
house.
there's that. There's that for sure. For sure. But I just thought it was a cute idea to have the little kind of coordinating wallet that goes with the clutch. I thought that was really fun.
Very smart.
She also suggests putting those in she has the crochet totes and
Those.
yeah, so this is the one thing though that we've determined here in the store is that these are a really great gift for the teen in your life,
Yes.
or the college student, which I guess mostly they're teens too, but because a lot of those teens, tweens want to just stick their um this little wallet on a key fob or on their backpack or
For sure.
and there's some really cute designs for those. So we are running a little lower on these, I think. I don't know if you have these in stock, but there's a whole bunch of colors. There's red, there's
And
what is it? Navy.
they hold a standard 2x3 luggage tag insert or design your own, of course. And there happens to be a 2x3 template
Oh,
in that
great.
template set, as well as a passport cover template set. And Rachel Berry and Planet Earth will sell a lot of those passport covers, etc. So, but
Yes, yes, yes.
2x3 is your magic size for this.
And you can find all kinds of charts. There's the DMC books I know we both carry that have kind of fun little charts you could do. It would be a very, very quick, use a scrap of canvas on 2x3 and chart something out, or even, just create a Bargello pattern or something would
For
be really
sure.
fun on the side of those. So, all right. So that took me there. The other thing that I keep seeing as I'm scrolling through our websites are books. Melissa is the queen of the Needlepoint library. I am a slow adapter, but I'm gonna talk about a book if you don't mind that's on mine, and then I'm gonna softball you which books I want you to talk about if that's okay.
That's fine. I hope you're going to talk about the one that you have in stock that I sold out of everything yesterday.
Well, is it the new Julia Snyder book?
Yes. If you all didn't buy them from me and don't have them on order for me, run to Megan's website because I took this book home. Sorry, you're supposed to be talking about it, but I'm so excited about it.
I
I
agree.
can't stop myself. I was a little late to the game. It was one of our customers who asked me if I'd bring this in, and I, for some reason, had not heard about it. I took it home with me Wednesday night, and like an hour and a half later, I was still like, okay, I guess I have to put this book down. Like, Julia is a brilliant stitcher, and she has taken technology by the reins and used it in all the best ways. So I'll let you talk about it. But we
No,
blew
I agree.
this yesterday.
So I actually had the opportunity to market was very busy for me this year, this fall, but I took a day and I just kind of started wandering and trying to say hello to the people who I hadn't seen, and I happened upon Julia's room and walked in, and I knew that she had what was I in there looking for? Now I can't.
Probably our favorite stick with and more
Yeah.
Velcro.
And there was a light that someone was looking for. That's what it was. So I popped in and she said, "Well, do you know about my new book?" And I kind of like, unfortunately for you lovely authors, I kind of deadpan when it comes to books. I'm not good at books. It's just not my thing. I'm trying really hard. But she said, "But wait, there's something here." She said, "I have QR codes." And I said, "Do you mean like the QR codes like what Mary has in the whimsical stitches?" And she said, "Well, I think they're a little different." So she gets out this book, she QR codes, and it goes to a private YouTube video, and it has changed my vision of books.
Okay,
I
so wait, you just used the word private. So you can't get to those videos unless you've bought the book.
well, you
See, you just taught
correct.
me something. You
That's
just taught me
exactly
something
right.
because I did not know that, but that makes it, I don't know if it makes it better. It just makes it a little swankier and more exclusive.
Well, what it's done is it has allowed her to have a proprietary video that you
So
have to buy the
smart.
book to get to the thing. Yeah, so you can't just go to
So
YouTube and
smart.
put in Julia Snyder next level. It's you have to use this QR code to get um to that video. But
I think we
yeah.
should have doubled the price. Like that's outrageous.
No, they're really
Anyway,
cool. It's really, really cool. And I am a person who really does need sometimes a visual lesson. I need to know needle position, more than just looking at a chart. And so it's a game changer for me. And I think it was a brilliant, and I honestly think I only have one left. We just restocked
oh,
and they're
there you
gone
go.
again. So,
Yeah.
yes, so this is a great
Well,
book.
just to know, for you and for everyone else, I did reorder, and she said it'll be about a week. So they're not out of stock for long. And it is amazing. What I love about it is if you are someone who's, more of an intermediate to advanced stitcher, and you've been to a class with a national teacher and they taught you how to do detached buttonhole 3 years ago, and now you're like, oh, I've got to go back and finish that project, and you, for the life of you, don't remember how to do detached buttonhole. Things like that are in here.
Yes.
Things that are more, and there's simpler things, like this happens to be open to diagonal cashmere variation, which is not a tremendously difficult stitch, but doing those, is that a crescent stitch next to it, I think.
I guess so.
um,
Yeah. Hmm.
those are a little bit more complicated, so there are some easier things. So it has something for everyone, but the videos are a total game changer
It
and
really is.
will
And
help you for older projects that you need to go back to if you're like me and like have starteritis. Yeah, the QR codes are amazing,
yeah,
absolutely
it was
amazing.
a great
So
idea. And then of course, we can't forget to mention Mary's Whimsical Stitches. She's got her
another super
fourth book.
talented.
Oh, super talented. And the thing that helps me with hers, in a like vein as the one that Julia has just put out, is that when you go to her QR codes, you see the stitched version. With She typically does two different color threads, or there's like different textures, and so it's really nice to see her things stitched, and it's helpful for that too.
And I don't want to mislead anyone. Mary has 4 volumes
Yes.
of her book. The first 3 are all different stitches. The fourth one is focusing on small stitches. I believe in the first 3 volumes, there are URLs, they're not QR codes. So you actually have to type things in. And it's not for every stitch, but it's for many, many stitches. I believe in volume 4 is where she started the QR code, which is basically the same thing, but it's for the lazier person. And I say that in all the best ways because I call myself a lazy stitcher all the time. I will take the easy route every day of the week. And I believe the QR codes are for every stitch in volume 4.
I
So.
I cannot say that for certain. I apologize. I'm not sure. So
Well, that's because I'm the book junkie and you're
you are the
not.
book junkie. And speaking of being the book junkie, I'm going to take you back to your gift guide because you have a couple of other books on your guide here.
I do. See, I don't even
Um,
remember.
you do. I saw, I believe, so you've got Stitch Landscape there.
One of our favorites. Yes.
You've got Lone Star, which is not my favorite because it doesn't have the needle positions, but it's just harder for me, but people love it.
What I refer to grab and go stitches, the Lone Star book, is for people who love stitches to go. They're not at all technically related, but they're formatted and they kind of speak the same language.
Mm-hmm.
They both just have charts, not a lot of verbiage. So stitches to go is a basic everybody should have. And oh yeah, I do have a lot of books. See, I am a book junkie.
You are the book junkie. You've got
And you know
all the
what?
books.
In our family, like growing up, kind of a holiday tradition was all the kids got books. And my
Oh,
kids, for a long time, I always gave them books. So to me, Christmas means gifting a book. And whether it's a needlepoint book or a novel or whatever biography, whatever makes your heart sing. So I do like a lot of books.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. You also have I don't categories for needlepoint stitches. I don't know if I know what
So
this is.
that's one of Julia. That's my favorite book of Julia's until now, which maybe Next Level Stitches replaced. So yeah, I love that.
Just
Needle
get a
Pointing in Your
tasket.
Nest is one of my favorites, one of my go-to books. You also flew by. Oh, I still have A to Z Stump Work. That is no longer available. You guys should grab that. I still have that in stock.
We have the stump work book, but we do not have the ribbon book.
The ribbon
That's
book's long gone and out of
it's
print, and it's
so
breaking
sad.
my heart. Finishing touches is if you are someone who is tempted to start to do your own finishing, this is a great place to start. And it has been around since like maybe 1980. I've tried my own finishing. It's not for me, but I fully encourage you all to give it a try. And that's a good place to start.
Yep, for sure. So definitely books are a great way to expand your knowledge or just expand your library. So that's a lot of
Yes.
fun.
Yes.
So let me get back to my gift guide over here because I don't have a good segue. My apologies. So the books are great. The something I have on here that I don't believe you carry are these needle minder storage boards. We sell and
I
sell and
love
sell
them.
these. They're
So cute.
fun. They're fun for seasonal display of needle minders. They're fun for craft room display of needle minders. They're also great recipe holders. So if you are a person that uses a little paper recipe, you can just use one of your needle minders to stick a recipe in your kitchen. So yeah, I'll be honest, we're having a hard time keeping those in stock. So
And I have
I think there's another order
dumb
coming.
question because I have just something at my house that someone gifted me a while ago that I
Mm-hmm.
use for my needle minders,
Yeah,
but my minders don't stick to the back. Will your minders stick to the front and the back?
correct. The whole thing is metal. Um,
So it stores double the amount. So
it
if you
really could.
are a needle minder junkie as well as a book junkie, and
Right.
I will self-profess both, this is a super, super useful wished
Yeah.
thing to have. I almost bought myself one when I was there for the podcast retreat and I didn't. So maybe that's what I'm gonna need.
Something that you carry, Melissa, that I don't is this paperweight
Ah,
magnet.
that is
This
one of
is
my
so
favorites.
pretty.
It
You
is
gifted
really
me one of these, I think maybe last year,
I did. I
and I
did.
set it right by my stitching spot, and it looks kind of chic as a little kind of nice little decor piece, but it's also a
Yes.
very useful piece. So that is a great tool there.
Yes, and it's made in a fair trade community in India, so it's doing good things for the world as well. It does not break the bank. I think it was $26, something like that. I believe it's a 5 times magnifier, and that's a brass edge that is on there. So it
Yes.
is, as Megan said, a little more sophisticated than the basic like magnifying eye that a lot of people have. It's only $24. Look at that. And I know that I am just like a new batch is arriving in the store today. So they might say sold out for like a blink. And then they'll be back. So I just
Very
ordered a
good.
bunch more.
Very good. So I'm gonna bop over here to this light, which you love I Can't Stand. So I'm going to let you talk about how much you love this light.
Well, so this light is, to me, a lot of people have used around the neck lights for a very long time. I don't normally like around the neck lights because usually they're kind of heavy. The light's directed just downwards. They're more designed for knitters because a knitter will hold things in their lap. Needle
Oh,
pointers
right.
tend to hold things in front of them.
Correct.
So what I like about this, it is not good for your one and only light. Like, it is not that strong. It is great additional lighting if you are someone who maybe is stitching in your bed and next to you is just your regular lamp. It is
Right.
great if you're stitching in your family room while you're watching a football game. It is great if you are stitching in the car and you're the passenger, of course.
Mhm.
So it will add really, really good additional lights. It has been nicknamed by my customers as the booby light because I made a comment on a live one day that I don't like regular round the neck lights because basically they only light up your chest. And this one will point outwards. And when you change the angle of the section that goes around your neck, you can change it so it points directly out, which might have another booby
Oh, geez.
connotation.
Oh, geez.
But like I said, customer named, not by me. But now I do get lots of orders for the booby light. So again,
Hilarious.
we cannot keep these in stock. I again have a handful left, but I know that there's another shipment about to arrive to my store today. So again, if you see them out of stock, they will be right back in stock.
We carry these. I think it's a different brand, but we do carry the around the neck and people do love them. I will say this about this light. It is superior to a headlamp. It is not fun to sit with a headlamp on. This is way easier to use than a headlamp. But my favorite sitting in bed, you know, uh extra light and now I will say there's pros and cons to both. Is this where's it at? This clip-on light. So you
And I
do
own that as well. I love it.
I love this light. It's rechargeable, it's awesome. You It is preferable to be using a frame because you can attach it right
Right.
to your frame. Now, I have attached it to my rolled up, scrolled up
And how did that
basket weave
go?
project. It does work. But it is nice if you're using a small, like if you're in an airplane and you're on like an 8x8 stretcher bar and you're just clipping it to the side. It is really darn bright and it directs right to your project. And I absolutely love this. I think I have 3 of these in various
And
locations at my
for
house.
people that are just listening, we didn't, I don't think, identify
Oh,
this
you're
one. So
right.
this is the smart clip-on lamp. So it has, and both the around the neck Lumos light and the smart clip-on lamp, they're both rechargeable. The one thing that I will tell you, Megan, that maybe you might love the around the neck Lumos light more is I can't even tell you how many hours it stays charged for,
Oh, sure.
like months.
Mm-hmm.
This smart clip-on lamp stays really well charged, I would say, for about 2 hours, and
Yep.
then it still stays lit, but it starts to kind of lose its oomph.
That's right.
But they're both rechargeable, and Megan and I both sell her good buddies Busa
Yeah, which I should have that on my
charging
gift guide
decks.
too.
I know, I don't either. The Busa will help you keep that clip-on light charged.
And it can
So
be charged while it can be plugged in while you're using it also if you have your little
correct.
thing there. So it
True.
does something. So
Yeah, so we love those lights, but let's segue into like the Cadillac of
I was
lights.
just going there. Exactly. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You want me to talk about Stella's? So
Yes,
Meg and
ma'am.
I both carry, so in my opinion, I always use the word the Cadillac of gifts. There are 2 big categories that are kind of the Cadillac of gifts. And one is the Stella lights and the other is the System 4 stuff. So I will kind of go down the path with Stella lights and then I'll let Megan talk about System 4. And 2 very, very different things. So Stella Go has, Stella lights are absolutely phenomenal lighting. And I think Meg and I both agreed without even talking about it that it was better for me to talk about this because I am blind in one eye. So I do talk about that occasionally. So it is one of the things I'm a little bit of an expert on lighting because it is very, very near and dear to my heart. I need to take really good care of the one eye I have. I think all of us should be taking care of both of our working eyes. And Stella started out, and again, there's a podcast about Stella Lights because Nathan, the owner of Stella Lighting, came on the podcast with me. I believe, again, that it's one of the episodes that is only on YouTube. And they start out making these for the quilting industry because his mother or grandmother, can't remember, sorry, was a quilter. Now the majority of their growth and their lighting is coming through doctors' offices and specialty arenas in macular degeneration. So that is how good this light is. So there are a few different styles. Megan right now is showing off the Stella Go. And again, you can get both of these things on both of our websites. They get drop shipped. So this is one of the things you could probably order a little bit later in the season and still get them. Typically when I order them, they're shipped the next day. We have two places we can order them from. One is in Florida, one is in California. And honestly, as the closer it gets to Christmas, I will choose the area that the recipient lives closer to, so that it is more likely to get there in time. But Stella Go is their newest version of their lamp. It is rechargeable. So if you happen to be looking at this, there's a rechargeable base on the right side of your screen that plugs into the wall, and it charges the lamp itself, which is a task lamp. It is about 12 inches in diameter, the base. It has 3 different values of lighting: a white light, a blue light, and a yellow light. It is dimmable because it is possible actually that it is too bright at times, which is hard to believe.
I agree with you.
But the lamp itself is rechargeable, so you can flip it around your house any way you want. The only downside to the Stella Go and any sort of task lamp, and a task lamp is generally something that's on a desktop or on a table, is your light is coming at your project from the side, typically. So sometimes it can be, I'll have a customer come in who I know has a Stella lamp, and I'm like, oh, you are only sitting on the left side of your work, weren't you? Because you're missing stitches only on the right side.
Oh, that's funny.
Vice versa. So if you don't want something rechargeable, this does that arm of the light also folds almost straight down. So it is fairly packable. If you're going to a needlepoint class, if you're traveling, to a friend's home to stitch, you can just grab the light, fold down that arm, and it becomes maybe about 12 inches high by, like a 12 by 12 cube almost. So very, very portable. If you want light that comes above you and goes over your project, the floor lamp is more expensive. It is not rechargeable. This particular picture is the same picture I have on my website, but it's not the most up-to-date pictures at Megan, because I have the same picture on my website. It now comes with 2 remote controls. And that is because the one thing that can happen with this lamp is the only way to turn it on and off is with the remote control. So if you lose if the battery dies, it's easily replaceable. But if it dies at 10 p.m. at night, that doesn't make you very happy. It's also fairly easy to lose the remote control. So the new version has the metallic remote control that is shown in this picture, where the little like 4-inch high remote control sticks to the shaft of the lamp. And the newest version also comes with one that's tethered to the lamp. So you can't lose a remote control anymore, and you have 2 choices in case one battery dies.
For sure. Yes.
But 3 different values of light, huge magnification. If you go to an eye doctor and you say, I'm struggling with seeing things up close, most really good eye doctors will tell you better light first before you get stronger glasses.
For sure.
It's a game changer. I can't, I could keep going. I could go on for an hour about Stella lamps. They're so good, but they are definitely an investment.
It is definitely an investment, but they are I agree. It is worth it. It is definitely worth it. The other thing that is an investment but is worth it, that I'm just going to talk briefly about because I think we've talked a lot about these in the past is the system for floor stand and lap stand. So I use the floor stand. I always ask people, when they say I want to get a stand, which one should I get? I typically kind of go through where do you sit? How do you sit? Are you at a table? Do you sit in a couch? Do you have a chair that has an opening underneath it? The beautiful thing about this is it is very sturdy. They're awesome. The only downfall that some people see is that this little kind of pokey part has to go someplace. And so it has to either go under your sofa or under your chair. Slide underneath there. So some people prefer the lap stand. I happen to be a floor stand person. The cool thing about the System 4 pieces is that they're all interchangeable. So if you're wanting to, help somebody expand their System 4 world, you could get them the lap stand if they already have the floor stand, and then they can exchange the clamps back and forth to use. This is better for a class setting because it's easier to set obviously on the table in front of you. But again, the System 4 stands are the best.
Let me throw something out there too. Yours says floor stand. And some people, you are more than welcome to head on over to the System 4 website itself for some more education because they have videos, etc. on them. Yours that you're showing is the same one that I carry. It's technically the Travel Mate floor
thank
stand.
you. Yes, you're right.
And the difference between the Travel Mate floor stand and the regular floor stand is that the Travel Mate will fold down small enough to go in a carry-on piece of luggage. The regular floor stand is not that portable. The usability is almost the same. I honestly can't understand why anyone would buy. I'm sure there's a reason, but I don't know what it is, why you'd buy the floor stand instead of the Travel Mate. So Megan and I both sell the Travel Mate because it gives you more flexibility for all the same benefits. And they also are very smart and have created a carry bag that kind of looks like a yoga bag.
Yep.
That will fit your floor stand in it, your Travel Mate floor stand, as well as it has a separate little pocket that will hold the frame clamp. So the other thing that we sell that I don't know that we were selling a lot of lately is that scroll frame attachment, which
Yes.
The only reason I'm selling a lot of them lately is I happen to have stitched, I think it's that next one down, Megan. Oh, is that the same? I'm so confused.
No, it's
that's
different
what we're talking about.
sizes. They're different sizes.
So they sell them in 3 different sizes. So the scroll frame attachment goes on your Travel Mate stand in place of the frame clamp when you are working on a large project. And the reason I'm selling a lot of them lately is number one, it's stocking season. People are stitching a lot of stockings. And I also am busily working on a larger project that people have been purchasing, which works much. He's a large nutcracker. It's 24 inches high. So it works much better on that scroll frame attachment.
The other thing we're selling like crazy are these extra radius arms. So the radius arm comes with the lap stand or the table lap stand. But people like to snake these together and make it taller so that they can stand up at a table. We've had people doing that in classes to help their back. Or you can also snake it onto your floor stand so that it can get closer to you if you're leaning back in a seat. So
I highly recommend it for the floor stand for sure.
Yeah. And we're down a rabbit hole on System 4, but if anybody has any further questions, it is exciting.
Call either of our shops. We're happy to help. And again, their website is also super helpful. The one thing I'll throw in also about both System 4 and Stella is they have amazing back-end customer service. And if anything goes wrong with either your Stella lamp or your System floor stand, they stand by those products like nobody else. So.
I agree with that for sure. 100%. I'm just doing a quick scan again of your gift guide to make sure we haven't missed anything really big here. There's always the opportunity to do different kinds of needle minders for stocking stuffers. Melissa has the chatelaines on her
and
gift
that's
guide.
Another thing that also says sold out, but that package arrived yesterday. So that will be put on there very, very soon.
Very good. And then a small item that I haven't really touched on, I don't think if I can get back to my gift guide here, is we do have some Stitcher's lotions that are made by a local apothecary. So we have what we call the house lotion, and we have the après stitch, which is for an after lotion. So this one's a little greasier to get your hands nice and moisturized. Whoops. But the house lotion is an avocado oil base, and so it soaks in. And I've heard really great reports from people who have um struggled with their dry hands while they're stitching. I'm trying to see if there's anything else.
Go back to page 2 of yours, because I'm going to give a shout out to something.
Okay.
So we came to the Pointing It Out
Oh,
podcast retreat, and this gorgeous bag, Megan only has 4 left, and I do not believe they will be restocked. So once
no.
these are gone, they are gone. And this bag, so it looks really cute right there. So those of you that are just listening, it is basically a high-end canvas tote bag. It is rectangular in shape. I would guess 14 by 14, 14 by 18, something in that,
Something
with
around
about
there,
a
yeah.
6-inch gusset, perhaps. But that front, it is an off-white tote bag. It says NDLPT across the middle, and it has these fabulous, kind of spooky nature-esque black beads. That front is all beaded,
It is.
and it is gorgeous. It is a showstopper. So
Mhm.
Megan has 4 left, and I don't think you will see those anywhere else or see them again. So worth going to check out.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Melissa. And like I said, I was just scrolling through yours to make sure we didn't miss any of the high points. Did you see it? Have I scrolled? Have I seen? Now, Melissa is a little different from mine. So she gets through the gift guide. And then at the very bottom, if you keep scrolling on her site, you'll get to stocking stuffers, which is a fun section too.
So
So
that section has everything that is less than $25. I know Megan and I both carry the tulip tapestry needles, and we both love them. What I think is fun about them is, if you'll pop down to the packaging really fast, Megan, what I have been suggesting to people, or to the other, oh, there we go, we can see it. So see how it is a little square box, and it has that little red tab on it. It is perfect for tying to the top of a holiday gift.
Look at that. What a great
So
idea.
I think it'd be really cute on the top as a little foreshadowing of there's going to be something really good inside. It's needlework related, which makes all of us super happy. So
Cute idea. And you can never have enough needles, you know it?
no, and they are the best needles around. They come in a little tube. We also carry other needles that come in a tube that I really like too. But for the holiday season, that packaging just is really fun. Really, really fun.
For sure. So speaking of fun, this has been really fun to share all of these gift ideas and our websites. I'll be honest, I had a good time kind of just trolling through our websites. I don't get a chance to just shop my own website or yours. So
I know. Well, like I said, we're going to both have to treat ourselves from each other's store. So I'm going to go back.
True.
I did a little charts for charity shopping this morning. I bought myself actually one of yours, which I didn't even realize was yours when I bought it, because I was just clicking so quickly. So of course I had to buy one of the book canvases.
Of course.
And yeah, I bought like 4 or 5 charts for charity. So if you're feeling like you can't quite gift yourself something, you can gift yourself a chart, because you're doing something good for the world. So
That's exactly right.
a little different spin on the situation, but lots of fun things to have. And maybe come back to this when your birthday's approaching, because almost everything that we have on our sites, maybe except for the bag I was just raving about of Megan's, are things we regularly carry.
Sure.
So it's worth revisiting. If you've got a birthday coming up in March, pop on back over in February and give it a listen and see what you can find for yourself.
For sure. So this has been really fun. I hope that everyone has a great holiday season. Hanukkah, like we said, is in swing, and Christmas is approaching, and it has not snowed here. It's been actually very, very nice here. So I hope people are enjoying nice weather where they are too.
Well, my favorite season is coming up, which is January. It's not my
Your favorite season is
No,
January?
it's not my favorite season. What I like about January is all the rush and hubbub and to-dos of the holiday season are over, and it gives us more time to stitch.
It's
So
true.
that's what I look forward to. I love the holiday season, but I kind of love when it's over too.
I agree. I definitely agree with you.
Anyway, if you have joined us for the first time, we're so glad you did. We hope you stuck with us. Please hit that subscribe button, whether you're listening on your favorite podcast network or whether you're on YouTube, and you will get notifications of new episodes as they drop. And follow us along on Instagram at Pointing It Out Podcast, and that will allow you to see what else is going on in our world. So
You got it. All right, Melissa. Well, it was been fun.
Feel better. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.